Hello and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast number 1542. The topic is training and the title is The Most Important Thing to Remember. So today's podcast is the first podcast of 2023. So welcome to 2023. Pretty awesome. It'll probably take me a month or two to stop putting 2022 on all my clients' programs. But that always is a kind of a funny part of the new year. You get into a rhythm and it's hard to get some of those changes. But speaking of changes, if you're going to get into exercise, whether you're new, whether you've been doing this for a while, there's a question that is the most important thing to remember. And that question is, did this workout challenge me in some way? Whatever method of exercise you decide to do in this new year, whether it's brand new for you, whether you've been doing it, that's the question that you want to ask yourself is, did this workout challenge me in some way? If your goal is muscular strength, we typically think of like 1 rep maxes. Did I try to lift something super duper heavy one time? Was that stressful and challenging to my body or not? Hopefully you didn't get any injuries, but it probably had some stress and it probably had some challenge to it. You also could run into, muscular strength challenge by trying for a certain number of reps. Maybe you try 5 reps and you barely made 5 reps with good technique, or maybe you only made 4. Maybe you're a rep short. That's a good way to kind of stimulate the response of muscular strength. That's a good way to answer the question, did this workout challenge me in some way? Is, yeah, I tried for a certain number of reps and I fell short. Another way we typically answer this question would be for, say, muscular endurance. Maybe you're doing circuits like a CrossFit circuit and you're doing like a 21-15-9 type setup, and you get through the 21s, you're kind of dying as you go through the 15s, and then during the 9s you have to take a bunch of rest pauses and mini breaks, but you finally make it. And it's something that by the end of it, your muscles are dead, you had an idea of what you wanted to do performance-wise, but it was really freaking hard and challenging to meet the demand of the workout. She would say that yes. So the question, did this workout challenge me in some way? Your answer would be yes. What about cardiovascular endurance? Maybe you're going for a jog, going for a run. Maybe you're doing an Orange Theory class, Barry's Boot Camp, all those things out there where it's a blend of some muscles and lungs, but the lungs are really burning. The lungs are really dying. You have some type of cardiovascular stress, some type of cardiovascular challenge. And to the question, did this workout challenge me in some way? You'd be able to answer yes. Or even maybe you're a power lifter or somebody in a very highly technical sport, Olympic lifting, and you're just working on the quality of your lifts. You're working on some type of positional aspect that's maybe challenging for you, proper head position, proper body weight, alignment within the midfoot. Maybe you're focusing on trying to lock out your deadlifts with a squeeze in the glutes rather than a low back. But there would be some kind of technical aspect or some type of performance aspect that was the challenge. Or even just mental strength. Maybe you were supposed to work out, you didn't really want to, but you did it anyhow. So it challenged you to be consistent. Maybe you fought through a really big effort. You had a really big workout, and it was kind of just the fact that you were able to survive it, the fact you're able to do it, it built your confidence and kind of like self-pride in what you could do. And that is something that it challenged you. You met the challenge, you kind of got the stress of the challenge. So your answer is yes. That's what you need to remember. That's the most important thing to remember, is that your training has to challenge you. Your exercise has to challenge you. No matter what it is, it has to have challenge. Now, if you're brand new to exercise, and say you just want to start going for 10-minute walks, a 10-minute walk might be a slight degree of challenge to you, but you might be at first not really worrying too much about it being too challenging because you just want to build consistency. If it's too miserable, you're not going to keep going, right? So you want to find that balance between it had some challenge, but not so awful that I never want to do that again. So if you're new, you might be starting with anything. It really doesn't matter much what you do. You just want to build consistency and then start to ask that question, is this challenging me in some way? So we talked in a recent podcast, number 1534. It's a training podcast titled How Much Does What You Do Matter? And essentially, anything works initially. You can do jumping jacks in the corner. You can do, walks, classes, weight training. It really doesn't matter much. Anything works initially. But for anything to continue to work, it has to have some degree of challenge. There has to be a stimulus for the body to progress to. It has to be a demand that the body feels the need to meet. There has to be a reason for the body to make changes, whether that's increase in strength, increase in muscle tissue, increase in cardiovascular health, fat loss, whatever the response that you want. There has to be a degree in which the body feels that making that response is necessary. And that's because for the body to make those changes, it takes work. The body has to expend calories. The body has to do work to make changes to itself. So the body has to believe that that work is necessary for survival and long-term reduction of energy. So for example, if I go out and I try to run a mile today, I will feel awful. My body will burn a lot of calories. Everything will kind of feel hurt, and like achy, and oh my gosh, I feel so heavy. I have shin splints, my feet hurt. The body's going to say, holy crap, that was awful. If they ever do that again, I don't want to have to experience all that. So I'll put in the work to improve the cardiovascular health. I'll put in the work to build the shin muscles. I'll put in this work because if we do that again, I can't have it be that bad. So the body has to feel that the work in making the changes to the adaptation is a long-term investment. It has to believe that the adaptation is necessary. And that's the most important thing to remember. So when you're exercising, whether you've been doing this for, years, decades, months, or a day, just remember that that's the question. That's the thing to remember is, did this workout challenge me in some way? And we want to answer yes to that. You want to answer yes, not so challenging that you never want to do it again. You have to be consistent. You want to work out a bunch of times, not one crazy time, right? But there has to be some challenge for what you're doing to be worth doing in the sense that your body would make changes from it. Okay? Well, that's very simple, but that's it. That's the most important thing to remember. Did this workout challenge me in some way? And as I said, if you want to learn more about what kind of challenge is best, listen to podcast 1534, the training podcast titled How Much Does What You Do Matter? You can find all of our podcasts on our website at www.brutalirongym.com. And always remember that any questions you have, we will answer 100% for free. So any question at all, send it into our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. I will answer it in a future podcast. Awesome. Well, I thank you for listening. I wish you the best of luck in this upcoming year. I'm super excited myself. Got a lot of goals, and I'm ready to crush, and I hope you do as well. If you need anything, let me know. I'm always here, and I'm always happy to help. If you like our podcast, please share it. The more people we share it with, the more people we can help. That's the whole point of the thing, just to help people live their healthiest and happiest lives. Thank you to those who support the podcast financially through donations, which you can do on our website at www.brutalirongym.com. There's a lot of hosting costs. I give an hour to it every day, and we're going to keep it for free. The donations really significantly do help. Thank you to those who do that. If you like the information we share in our podcast, you can find more from us on social media. I post on Instagram pretty much every day, and I'm posting on YouTube a lot more as well. We also have a lot of programming options coming up on our website. Very super in-depth 30 to 50 page training templates. We have like $25 for like a 3-month kind of try me programs. If you're just brand new to my style of training, we have a lot of free resources as well. So check out our website, www.brutalirongym.com, for more information from us and a lot of good information. And then if you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, anything you want to know, let us know at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.